Next question is, hey Fritz, I have a client who said that they had a headache after my session, not immediately after, but a few hours after. What do you think it is? This is a great question, and a lot of people are going to give you maybe some woo type out there answers for this, but I'm going to give you a reason as to why this could be it using our biology. So, this thing in between our ears, our brains, actually consume a lot of our body's resources. Up to 20% of the brain takes up in terms of energy. It's just an energy hungry machine, right? And so, any type of resource it wants, it will try to seek from the body. 20%, okay? The small little thing in between our ears, and our bodies are obviously a lot bigger and weigh a lot more. And so when you're doing phenomenal work inside your hypnosis sessions, if you're getting breakthroughs after breakthroughs after breakthroughs, and maybe your client has huge emotional releases, that is a lot of energy expenditure in their bodies. And even though, especially in our hypnotic questioning sessions, our clients sometimes will just go into an eyes open trance like this for maybe minutes and minutes, like they're literally just doing this, and it doesn't seem like they're doing anything with their bodies, but their minds are really, really, really active. That consumes a lot of the body's resources. And so, one of the things that causes headaches is usually hydration, and many, many other things. It could be tightness in the neck too. But if your client is seeing that it was after the session, it could be because of that, a lot of energy expenditure in their brains, in their minds. And so, what I always suggest to my clients, and what I ask my students to suggest to their clients, is to ensure that the client takes care of themselves the day of and immediately after. Now, this sounds very like duh, common sense, but because our world right now is so busy, and we're always go, 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 it is a good reminder anyway to tell your clients to take it easy a day or two after the session. And when they're booking the session with you, to ensure that if they book it for the morning, say, take the full day off to recover, because it can get very, very intense, and it's just good for them to have this practice anyway, right? And so, really, sometimes we cannot prevent a headache from happening. It is not a bad thing that your client has a headache. There's so many reasons uh, as to why that could be. Encourage your clients to hydrate, encourage them to eat nutritious food. Movement is actually good afterwards to get the blood flowing again, but definitely a lot of water before, during, and after the session. And also make sure that they get the sleep, because in that sleep is where the actual magic happens. And so, if your client has done this, or maybe you want to prevent this from happening in the future, sometimes it's just part of the processing. That's just one of the things that the body does to detox as well. And so, just make sure that you have your clients supporting themselves through things like the water, nutrition, sleep, and a bit of movement, as they intuitively feel to do, is going to be a great idea. Movement really helps with the blood flow to and from the brain and the rest of the body, which is just going to help with the process and the transformation. So that is what I would suggest for sure. Don't worry if this happens, because this is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just what happens to some clients, and you get to support them and make them have an even better transformation by ensuring that they follow the typical self-care tips here that I just mentioned